Hi, this is Alison from Freddie Loves. On this blog video, I'm going to show you where to put your hook when you're starting out with crochet. That can be quite a tricky one to work out. And also how to start and end rows, making sure you can identify where stitches start and end. So I've started off with a chain here, and I should have 10 single crochet US terms or double crochet UK terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully you can all identify these stitches here. They look a little bit like a horizontal V, and so it's each one of those that you count in order to be able to see how many stitches you've got. Okay, so I've got to the end of my first row, and with this stitch, so it's the US single crochet, UK double crochet, we need to do typically one chain at the end of the row before we turn. So this is where it can cause some confusion now as to which is our first stitch. So we need to remember that we've done one chain, which is here. So our first stitch we're going into is there. So if I turn it on its side, hopefully you can see that I have one chain here, and my first stitch to go into is here. You'll notice that when I put my stitch in, I have the whole stitch, so it's like 2 bars of the horizontal V on my hook. When you're doing the single crochet completely, and you're doing it the way that it's meant to be, you should have 2 putting your hook there. Okay, so if you have a look right underneath that, you can see the hole there that it goes in. Don't be tempted to put it in the hole that's a bit further down. It's the hole that is right underneath those 2 bars. There are some, as you progress through your crochet, there are some patterns that will ask you to use just one of these bars here of the loop. So of the whole loop here, you've got a front loop there, and we have a back loop at the back there. But for a normal single crochet stitch, that's what I want you to do. So we then complete our stitch, and I will meet you again at the other end of this row. Okay, so I'm now at the end of my row here, and some people get to the end and they can't decide whether this end one here is a stitch or not. So first of all, there are several ways that we can work out what is our end stitch or not. If you know how many stitches you've got and how many you should have, then that's a good start. So I should have 10 stitches. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a big clue that there is a stitch here at the end. Sometimes this knobbly bit at the end can be a bit confusing and isn't always quite as obvious as it is on this video, in this example. So you need to make sure. Now sometimes getting into this very last stitch can be trickier because the stitch is on the end, and it has a chain attached to it. So it is a bit harder to find, but if you tilt your work towards you, you should hopefully see the 2 bars of that horizontal V there. So sometimes tilting your work towards you and putting in 1 bar at a time of that loop, so that we've got the whole stitch on our hook, and then we can complete the row. Now you can see the difference that we have straight edges. Okay, if we'd have left it, we wouldn't have had straight edges. So again, we need to do a single crochet, a chain, and then we need to identify our first stitch. It is quite easy to get it mixed up and think that it is here, but it's not. It is right there, and we're putting our hook right underneath that sideways V and round. Hopefully that has clarified a little bit more how to start and end rows, and also just making sure that where you're putting your stitches in the right place. That's all from me for today. Please subscribe for more crochet tutorials and free pattern updates. Thanks.